You are taking a live look at Myers Park High School, where the number 14 player in the country is set to make his college commitment in just minutes. That's EDGE Rodney Dunham. He has narrowed it down to 5 finalists. You can see the hats are ready, as are we, as one of these lucky schools will land one of the top prospects in the nation. Welcome into the 247 Sports YouTube channel. I'm Emily Proud. Thank you so much for being here for this very exciting day. A reminder real quick to hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. This is just one of many live commitments we've already had this spring and will continue to bring you throughout the summer, so you don't want to miss a thing. Let's tell you a little bit more about Mr. Rodney Dunham, the man of the hour, the one we are anxiously awaiting to find out where he is playing his college ball. He's from Charlotte, North Carolina, and Dunham had quite the junior season at Myers Park, racking up 39 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, a forced fumble, a fumble return, padding those stat sheets. And I hear he's also a pretty darn good pitcher. He touched north of 90 miles an hour on the mound and is hoping to be a 2-sport athlete in college. Now, as for where he stacks up nationally, he is the number 2 edge prospect, number 2 in his home state of North Carolina, and once again, he is a top 15 prospect in the country. So that is all the stats. Let's go ahead and get you the scout and welcome in our 247 Sports Director of Scouting, Andrew Ivins. And Andrew, when you watch Rodney Dunham on tape, what part of his skill set really stands out to you?
Well, first off, he's a box checker, right? You can go up and down the profile for him, and it's just everything we want to see in a guy that can attack the corner. I think for me, what really stands out about Rodney Dunham is how he dips and bends while turning the corner. We saw it as a sophomore. He ramped it up again as a senior there at Myers Park High School, home of Drake May, by the way. But you'll see it right here, that little ghost move from him on the corner. We love that. He's also a violent finisher. When he gets the opportunity to kind of tee off on a quarterback, he's going to finish with authority, and that's what leads to those forced fumbles. That's what leads to the negative plays and the turnovers. Every defense is looking for that in these power conferences. Then the other thing that stands out are the instincts for Rodney Dunham. You mentioned him also being a baseball player, but he's pretty savvy when it comes to football. You'll see right here, he comes on the corner, realizes, hey, it's a passing play, gets his paws up there. He go up and through what he did as an 11th grader there in the state of North Carolina, consistently finding ways to impact the passing game. And it's not just as a pass rusher. He uses those big 34-inch arms up there. I also think the range, his ability to redirect, kind of hawk down and run the cleat line, that really stands out about Rodney Dunham. So we love everything about him. Only 5 sacks as a junior. Hey, maybe you want that production to be a little bit higher, but he's got a senior season ahead of him. I think the biggest thing for Rodney, he has the athletic juice, just needs to improve the play strength. And, one of these schools certainly is going to be able to get him into a developmental weightlifting program. And then, hey, 2-3 years down the line, we're looking at a kid that can potentially carry 265 pounds.
Yeah, he is certainly not a finished product by any means, kind of on the younger side as well. But as we love to do, and that is project forward, what would you say his pro comp is?
Well, what is it? PD Pablo says, North Carolina, raise up. I'm going to go with another guy from North Carolina. I know we got some Notre Dame fans watching as the Irish are one of the finalists. How about Romeo Okwara, former Notre Dame pass rusher? He had 12 sacks his final 2 years in South Bend, ended up getting selected in the 3rd round of the NFL draft, had 10 sacks on Saturdays before he kind of wrapped up his playing career. A lot of similarities. The specs are near identical, and I think their games at the same stage are very similar. You look at Rodney Dunham, Julian Okwara way back when, kind of a nuanced player on the edge. The big question was, all right, what does that stack and shed capability look like? Hey, can they anchor against elite, competition, college-sized players? It took a while for Julian to figure it out, but man, the tail end of his career there, I think it's the same thing with Rodney Dunham, a guy that just needs to add some play strength, but how he can bend, how he can come around that corner, that's everything you want to see. Get him into that crock pot there with some coaching, and he has a chance to morph into an absolute difference maker up front.
Love it. Andrew Ivins, thank you so much for the scout. We are about to find out where Rodney Dunham is headed. But first, let's tell you about the schools in play for this talented edge. We've got Duke, Georgia, Notre Dame, South Carolina, and Tennessee. So without further ado, let's send things over to our national recruiting analyst, Tom Loy, who is at Myers Park High School, standing by with the man of the hour. Tom, take it away.
Thank you, Emily. Very excited to be here. Huge day for one of the top overall players in the country, Rodney Dunham. Rodney, you are down to 5 finalists. You are now about to announce your commitment. We will go into that in a second. But first, tell me who you got here, my friend.
So Duke, Georgia.
Well, no, family. Who's here joining you today?
I got my sister Ellie, my mom, my dad, and my brother.
Okay, and obviously long, exhausting process. You got a ton of offers, could go anywhere you want in the country, but you are here at this moment. Just tell me how it feels to finally be at the table picking your school.
It feels great. I want to say it was a long process. It was, but it was really fun. I got to see places that I probably wouldn't be able to go on if I didn't play football. And so there was a lot of opportunities, a lot of places I went to go see for the first time, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty fun.
Terrific, man. Well, like you started to talk about, we got 5 finalists. We got Duke, Georgia, South Carolina, Notre Dame, and who's the last one we got here? Tennessee. So let's just kind of go one by one. We'll start with Duke. What is it about the Blue Devils that has them in play?
It's an in-state school. You know, I always like to rep my state. I've always been a Duke fan since I was a kid, and great people there with great academics. And so it's pretty close to home as well. So
okay, let's talk about Georgia. What has the Bulldogs in the mix?
They develop guys, defensive line, edge rushers. They put people in the league. And Athens is a great city as well. Visited there not so long ago. And it was pretty fun while I was there. And I got to see the program and the school. It was pretty good.
Some early crystal ball predictions winning for the Gamecocks. What was it about South Carolina that's always had them as a top contender for you?
It was always close. And Coach Beamer's a great person, just not a great coach. And Coach Lucas is a great person as well. And Columbia is a great city. And South Carolina is also pretty close. It was always down the road. I could go visit there, come back.
Notre Dame is a hot school, a hot name for you lately. What is it about the Fighting Irish that you like so much?
The people there and the connections you have while going there. You know, it's a school that can contend for national championships, and it's a school that can develop you as not just as great as a football player, but as great as a man. And so it's also great academics as well.
Right.
And so that's why.
Yeah. And then last but certainly not least, Tennessee Volunteers. What is it about them that has them as a top contender, top school for you as well?
Tennessee has a great environment, great fan base. It's also a really good school. Coach Hype was a really, really great guy, and so is Coach Chop. And they have a culture going on over there, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good school.
All right. Well, I think we've covered all 5 schools. You're here. You're ready to go. Take a breath. Tell everybody where you will be continuing your academic and athletic career.
For the next 3 to 5 years, I will be attending the University of Notre Dame.
There you have it. A massive, massive pickup for Notre Dame. Head coach Marcus Freeman, defensive line coach Al Washington. Terrific pickup. Like I said, Rodney Dunham's one of the top overall players in the country, number 14 overall in the class of 2026. All right, so Rodney, a couple of follow-up questions. Why Notre Dame? What separated them from the rest of the other schools?
Like I said, it's a great academic school, great school for football, and it's a great school that's going to build you into the man that you want to be. Coach Freeman is also a really good leader. Just not hearing from the people that's supposed to recruit me, but it's just like staff people talking about how he acts and how he leads as a man, just not as a coach. And that's just somebody that you want to be around and somebody that you want leading you into your adulthood. And so also they go win, they develop, and it's just a place with great people that I feel like I can fit in very well.
How did everything play out behind the scenes? Kind of set the stage for everybody. Tell everybody about the moment you actually told Marcus Freeman, Al Washington, and the staff when you were coming.
I told them so I took a visit there, and I told them the day after. And so it was pretty ecstatic. I said, I'm going to wait a little bit before I announce to the public. And so they're like, okay. And they were like, we're going to be watching. We're going to be supportive, and we're just going to shock the world.
And then when did you tell, or actually with Al Washington, I know you mentioned him, defensive line coach at Notre Dame. How impactful was he with your decision?
He's really impactful. I know he's a really good coach. I've seen him drill, seen him at practice, but he's also a really good person. I can just talk to him. just as a person, just about my life, not just about football. I can talk to him about football as well. He learns a lot about that because at Notre Dame, but just a great person, great coach, and somebody that I want to be close with. And I met his whole family, and it's just somebody that I'm comfortable with and I want to be close with for the next years of my life.
And last but certainly not least, I've gotten to know you really well over the last year or so. Excited about you on and off the field, but tell everybody at home, everybody watching, all the Notre Dame fans, what can they expect from Rodney Dunham, both as a player but also as a person?
You're going to expect somebody with immense effort, never give up, relentless athlete, relentless person, relentless in the classroom, relentless on the field. Don't give up. I'll just keep going.
Love it. For Rodney Dunham, the newest Notre Dame commit, I'm Tom Loy. Emily, back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much, Tom. What an exciting day for Irish fans. I am looking at the chat right now on YouTube, and they are very excited to get that relentless edge prospect. So here's a look at Notre Dame's 2026 class after adding Rodney Dunham. The class now ranks 7th nationally with 7 total blue chip prospects. A fantastic class is coming together for Marcus Freeman and company. So let's talk a little bit more about it and welcome in our friend Eric Thomas, who is covering recruiting for Irish Illustrated. Eric, there were 5 analysts on standby waiting to find out where he was headed. You were the last man standing, so let's talk about it. What does Dunham add to this Notre Dame class?
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for having me on here today. And Rodney Dunham obviously is a 5-star player, adds an immense talent coming off the edge for Notre Dame and Al Washington. He's the highest ranked Notre Dame commitment or signee since Kyle Hamilton in the 2019 class. So it just kind of tells you how long it's been since they landed a guy in this pedigree. Not only does he offer that immediate sort of speed rush, pass rushing package that Andrew Ivins was talking about earlier, but the upside for him with his frame to be a 3-down player or like a full complete player is going to be the best that they're going to have in a long time in that room, at least since Bryce Young 2 years ago and well before that prior. So with 2 seniors expected to leave, exhausting their eligibility among the defensive ends after this season, Dunham will have an opportunity to fight for a package role as soon as he arrives in South Bend. As you guys mentioned, he's probably going to need a little bit of time in the weight room with Lauren Landau before he's ready to really hit the starting lineup, but he'll have every opportunity to create early playing time for himself in a role here as he continues to add weight and mass to get that bulk up.
So Rodney Dunham is, of course, the headline today for Irish fans. But let's continue to talk to those fans who right now are partying in the YouTube chat right now. Who's next for the Irish on the recruiting front?
Yeah, there's a few names that are going to pop up here. The first one that comes to mind is Tiki Hola, the defensive tackle from down in Texas. He's going to announce on May 10th. So he's going to be kind of like the next guy up with a date. There's a few other players here as well that are going to catch people's eye. I know, the Irish are really pushing to close out with a guy like Nick Reddish here in the immediate future as well, the safety from North Carolina. He's someone that, Notre Dame is not only really high on compared to the actual recruiting rankings, but that they've been pushing for a long time. They've wanted to get this one over the goal line for a while. Beyond that, Javian Osborne has Notre Dame in his top 2. He is going to be visiting Notre Dame this weekend. He'll then be at Michigan the weekend following, and then he has official visits set June 13th and June 20th. Given how much Notre Dame moved the needle with his last visit, the expectation is that he's still going to take this thing through June, but there's always that room for things to move, especially when there's just such upward momentum for a school like Notre Dame. And then just kind of, looking around here at the rest of the market for Notre Dame. Bubba Frazier is a guy, a wide receiver from Georgia. He visited Notre Dame this last weekend, and immediately the Fighting Irish jumped to the top of his list. He's someone I would be keeping a close eye on here. Wisconsin and Georgia Tech are also involved, but Notre Dame made a significant impression. I think that one is trending their way pretty strongly.
Notre Dame with 9 total commits right now, so plenty of work left to be done. It is only April. Eric Thomas, thank you so much for being here from Irish Illustrated. You can check out more of his work, of course, at irishillustrated.com. Eric and our entire recruiting staff They are on it. I'm on the website, and they already have a story up, so you can read up more about Rodney Dunham and all things Notre Dame at irishillustrated.com. And if you want more off-season college football content, make sure to watch our Ultimate College Football Show, which is every Monday and Wednesday right here on the 247 Sports YouTube channel. One last congratulations to Rodney Dunham and Fighting Irish fans everywhere. You got a great one. Thank you again so much for watching.